Hello everyone. Today we are going to study the lesson Nature created man and women as equals. So I request you all to open page number 31 of your textbook. The house and its surroundings are a sight of peace. In the early morning of April, it nestles by the side of a small stream of crystal clear water. The stream tumbles down the green mountains only 2 miles or so away. There is a stretch of hundreds of acres of fertile and rolling with yellow mustard flowers. Between the mountain range and the house, a garden is in front of the house. Trees of many kinds bearing flowers of various hues and fruits grow on all sides of the house. Now, this is a story of a family. And the text says that the house of the family was surrounded by many beautiful natural things. There was a mountain range nearby through which a stream tumbled down. In front of the house, there was a beautiful garden in which there were various plants producing different colored flowers. So it was really a very beautiful house, a wonderful house surrounded by the natural beauty. The courtyard smells of jasmine, which blooms in the bunches of white pearls. The fragrance mingles with the thin smoke that rises from the sweet smelling incense sticks. The burning incense sticks are glowing at the altar of God in the middle of the courtyard. So there was an altar of God in the middle of the courtyard, and it was surrounded by the plants or the flowering plants producing various fragrant flowers. Ashangbi is in her reading room and is busy writing an article. She is a middle-aged mother of 3 children and a journalist and women's rights activist. Now the first character of the story, Ashangbi. By profession, she is a journalist and she also fight for the women's right. She was a women's right activist. Lenthoi, her youngest daughter, enters the room. She is an intelligent girl. Today she looks thoughtful and she takes a seat by her mother's side. So the second character in the story is Lenthoi, and Lenthoi is the youngest daughter of Ashangbi. Ashangbi is a journalist by profession, and at the time when the youngest daughter entered the room, at that time Ashangbi was writing an article. The daughter seems to be very thoughtful. At the sight of her child, Ashangbi lovingly asks, "Have you finished your study, my dear?" "Yes, mother, I finished it last night. Today being Sunday, I want to do something interesting," Lenthoi says and waits for her mother's response. So as it was Sunday, mother inquired the child about the homework. She replied that she had finished with her homework, and as it was Sunday, she wanted to do something interesting. Lenthoi says and waits for her mother's response. "Tell me what you want to do," Ashangbi asked her, quite amused. "Mother, tomorrow I am going to represent the Siroy Lily House as a speaker in the symposium at our school. The topic is God created man and women as equals. Will you spare some time to have a discussion with me?" Lenthoi presses on her mother. Now she said that the next day she wanted to present a speech on the topic Nature created man and women as equal, and she wanted her mother to help her in preparing the speech. Lenthoi has just had a discussion with her father on the topic. Tomba, her father, is a husband supportive of the activities of his wife and a loving father. So the third character in the story is Tomba. Tomba is the father of Lenthoi and the husband of Ashangbi. So Lenthoi says that before Lenthoi told her mother that before going to her, she had a discussion with the father on the same topic. He is a lawyer and a social worker who advocates the cause of women. Advocates means supports, who supports the cause of women. And Tomba by profession, the father of Lenthoi, he was by profession a lawyer and he was very supportive. He would support the children as well as his wife. He is always proud of his wife and the two daughters and the son. In times of need, he extends his helping hand to his wife and children and to the society at large. So not only Tomba, the father of Lenthoi and the husband of Ashangbi, help the family members, but whenever required, he supports and helps the society members also. He does not discriminate between a man's work and a woman's work anywhere. Now discriminate means to differentiate. So Tomba never discriminate between the man's work and the woman's work. He was a very social person. He would take part in social activities also. He was a supporter of women. He was a supporter of women's cause. That means he used to support the women a lot. He shares equally with his wife in doing the household chores like cleaning, washing, cooking and feeding the children. Had he not shared in his activities in the way he does, his wife would not have been a successful professional. So now it is said that behind every successful person there is a woman. But in this story, behind the success of Ashangbi, the lady, it is said that her husband has a very important role. Her husband always supports her. That means Tomba always supports the family members as well as his wife in doing all the household work, such as cleaning, washing, cooking, and feeding the children. He wholeheartedly believes in equality irrespective of class, religion, and gender. In his discussion with his daughter, he laments over the great injustice done on the women in the society. Laments means regret or feel sad. So, as in the earlier paragraph, it has been mentioned that Tomba, the father of Lenthoi, does not discriminate between gender, between caste, between man and women. So, he was a very supportive husband. In his discussion with the daughter, he laments over the great injustice done on women in the society, telling her, "My dear child, the world is still full of inequalities. We have to find a way to bring equality between man and women." Her father's words are still ringing in the ears of Lenthoi, and she tells her mother what her father has told her. So before going to the mother, Lenthoi had a discussion with the father, and she was very happy to have a discussion with her father. Appreciative of her husband for his views, Ashangbi says, "Your father is right. In no society do women enjoy the same opportunities enjoyed by men." So as Father Tomba told Lenthoi that he was not happy with the way women are treated in the society. So Mother Ashangbi supported Father Tomba's views, and she said that yes, her father was correct. Women are considered as secondary in the society. But outside our home, I have seen that women have been subjugated in many ways. It is against the will of God. God has sent men and women to our earth to share the joys and sorrows of life equally, to share His blessings and to enjoy the bounty of nature equally. This is what your topic means. So now they were discussing about the topic, nature created men and women as equal. Ashangbi knows well that men and women are equal. Women who are half of human race are as important as men. Now if we just divide the human population on the earth, so it will be 50% or one or two number here and there, 50% men, 50% women. So 50% women are also as important as men. She writes and talks about such topics. Her daughter thought a child also understand well that her mother is not a person of lesser equality than father. She says our home is full of love with you, mother. So now the children are also respecting, the children are also giving equal respect to mother and father. They know that as father is important, in the same way mother is also very important to us. The mother beams with joy at the words of her daughter. As a matter of fact, mother is a fountain of love in the family. This bond of love is beyond comparison with anything else in the world. It is because of this that motherhood has been glorified and women accept the challenges in life to become a mother. So mothers are very important. They are the fountain of a family. They are a foundation of the family. They do all the work. They do the household work. They do the motivation work. They inspire the other family members in the house. Showing deep affection, Shangbi continues, pioneer women testify to the equality of women with men. Actually, life is not possible without both men and women. So, this is the right fact mentioned in the text, that men and women both are important. Lentoi has been fascinated by the stories of pioneer women. Her grandmother had narrated many stories of brave queens like Linthoin Gambi and Kuranganayani, who were as brave as kings. There were also many brave women among the common people. These women, as her grandmother narrated, were makers of home, family, society, and the nation. So, grandmother would narrate the stories of great women, queens, and also the common women, those who are very brave and those who have done great deeds, great works in their lives. These women, as her grandmother narrated, were makers of home, family, society, and the nation. They were civilizing influences. At the same time, they were also adventurers who claimed their shares in free land, plowed and raised crops with their own hands, and drove cattle. Not only they do the household work, but they are also very active in farming. They plowed the land with their own hands. They drove the cattle and many more works. Modern women have become mountaineers, naturalists, astronauts, scientists, soldiers, and political leaders. This proves that there is nothing a woman cannot do, and also that women and men were created as equals. So the modern women, they are mountaineers, they are astronauts, they are scientists, they are soldiers. By these activities, the women have proof that they are not far away, they are not behind men, they are as equal as men. Then she asked her mother further, Mother, you have thrown light on the equality of man and women, and also have emphasized that the world is still on an unequal world. Then what I would like to know if there are moral, social, and legal provisions to enable women to express their physical and mental potential and to set themselves free from suppression. Amazed at the curiosity of her daughter, Ashangbi adds. So now Lentoi wanted the solution, that how she could prove that women are also as equal and as important as men. So this curiosity of her daughter amazed, surprises Ashangbi, and she said, there are many under the aegis of the United Nations. There is a declaration for a new world of equality. It has the following dimensions. Now, United Nations had declared a few very important points, and the points are equal access to basic social services including health and education, equal participation in the political and economic decision making. Now, women are given these opportunities, women are given these rights. Equal reward for equal work, and elimination of discrimination and violence against women. Now, these points are drafted by the United Nations. Then the mother concluded, "My dear daughter, we can affirm along with the United Nations that men and women are equal." Now the United Nations has declared that. United Nations is a world organization. You must have studied while doing history or civics, you must have studied about the United Nations. Lenthui understands what her mother means and what the topic of the symposium means. Thus, confident of success, the next day, after thanking her mother, the girl of 12 happily rushes out of the room in the bright morning sun. The blue sky meets the range of the eastern mountains. The small girl is always fascinated by the small trail which winds up the distant purple mountain. So again, the atmosphere near the house has been described. So finally, mother and father both satisfied the daughter Lenthui, and she was ready to deliver a speech in the school on the next day. This was all about the lesson. I hope you have understood it. Thank you.